Good morning, everybody. So we're gonna call this the car vlog today. I am at the park getting ready to go for a walk, but it's freezing outside, so I wanted to do this video in comfort. This is gonna be more an update on the life of my mother, because you all know my mom and you all know the journey she's had through the moving, her mother, my grandmother, and the whole bit. So today is going to be an update on the furniture, and it has arrived. It's all in her apartment right now. There's still a lot to be done as far as her unpacking, getting things settled. At the very least, getting things settled enough to then move my grandmother over there. And you know, those steps are still ahead of us. But the furniture nightmares, I don't want to say completely over. The transportation of the furniture is over. But there was some damaged goods, and there's potential missing stuff that we might not know about because my mother hasn't gone through all the boxes yet, or at least more damaged stuff. So it's tough to tell because some of the stuff came in pretty rough. But a brief history: my mom set up a move with a company called International Van Lines probably 2 months ago, and they promised my mom that they were not a broker. And then when the day came for a truck to show up, sure enough, it was a different company. So they brokered. They did exactly what they said they weren't going to do, and they sold the contract to a company called Coach USA. So that was the beginning of a major headache. So as frustrating as that is, you know, my mom was also under so much stress, and she still is, to the point where that's why I'm doing this video. She let me do this video because she just doesn't want to talk about it right now. She's so stressed out and fed up, and and all of you who know my mom, she's been, since day one of even the first day of decluttering the house, this has been a big thing for her. This is going to be, in a way, traumatic for her. Everything will settle down. I'll see to it. She's going to enjoy living here. We're going to do things together. You know, it's going to be fine. She's going to be okay. But she's just so stressed, and dealing with my grandmother, who is 98 in hospice and not well. So that's stressful too. So, and you know about the narcissism. So a lot going on. She's letting me talk about this. So the move took 25 days, and the furniture and boxes and everything sat in a warehouse in Massachusetts that whole time. Again, you know how these contracts are. When you sign a contract, it's 20 pages, and it's a digital signature, or they hand you a packet, and it's just like, you can't read it all. And my mom was on the hook. When Coach showed up, my mom couldn't really fight it or reschedule. Everything was in place now. We had new flights booked. Everything was booked. So my mom was just on the hook. She had to sign this thing, and which was another agreement with Coach. And part of it there is that they make no guarantee on the length of time it'll take. It's like up to 3 weeks, if whatever. So that was a bummer. And then they came and took the stuff, and then my mom struggled with that, not knowing where the stuff is going. She read the reviews on Coach, and they were bad. She had no choice. So there's a lot of panic involved with that. But we fought through it. We got through it. Then we made the move, as you know. Well, Coach finally, I want to say late last week, after a lot of bitching from my mom to them, rightfully so, said, furniture is leaving Massachusetts. It's on its way. We're looking at Monday, which was yesterday. At least they got that part right. So then my mom gets a call from, let me see here. My mom wrote notes for me, by the way. And I've been so confused on it too myself that my mom had to do this for me because I was just losing track of stuff, and I just, yeah. So I believe she received a call from Roy's Moving. Sorry, Mom, if I'm getting this wrong. I know you're watching this. She had no clue who they were, no contract with them, and quickly then she started talking to a driver from a company called Ready, Set, Go Movers. And again, no contract with them. This was discovered Sunday, I believe, or Saturday. And my mom could not get in touch with Coach to see what the heck's going on. And these drivers tell one story. The same thing happened with the car. The drivers that finally delivered the car and then this furniture, both situations were very dishonest and shady, and telling my mom, no, you need to write a check or cash or Venmo to me and my company. And in both situations, that was wrong. So there's still some issues with the car delivery. That's a whole other topic. But this driver from Ready, Set, Go Movers said that he went to Boston to get half of the furniture. And again, Mom, I'm sorry if I'm getting this wrong here, but and at Roy's Moving, or Roy, just this person, had half of our furniture in a different truck. So then this dude from Ready, Set, Go had to go to that truck and get the rest. Can you see where this is going? This is just so confusing and frustrating for my mother. Because what's going on? Who are these companies? It's the weekend, so she can't contact Coach. The very first company, International Van Lines, they are done because they brokered Coach USA. But with these other companies contacting my mom, we don't know if we got brokered again. But we need to call Coach, but it's the weekend, so my mom finally was able to get in touch with them yesterday morning. But let me backtrack. So Sunday, the driver reveals to us that it is an 18-wheeler. And my mom doesn't have that much furniture, but I guess it's the way these things work. My mom's stuff was part of other stuff in this truck, but we expected it to come into it in a good-sized box truck. Well, an 18-wheeler can't drive into my apartment, or our apartment complex. So now we got to figure that out. And now come to find out that if this is the case, then we are on the hook to get a shuttle where that driver rents a truck, moves from the 18-wheeler to that truck, box truck comes in, and then we move into the apartment. So again, my mom was like, what is this? I wasn't aware of any of this the whole time. She just wants to talk to Coach USA to see what the hell's going on. And this driver is also like, no, you need to write the check to me and my company, and I don't receive cashier's check, even though that's what Coach said to write. And then my mom caught him in a lie because he actually texted and confirmed that a cashier's check was okay, and then his word was going against that. And now we're freaking out about that. And then there was potential that he was going to show up Sunday night at like 8 o'clock. So that eventually finally was like, no, we're not doing this tonight. Thank God that didn't happen. Or when I say tonight, at the time it was Sunday, we were like, it's not happening tonight. So that's good. So luckily Monday morning, my mom was finally able to call Coach and talk to them. And that helped ease her mind a little bit, and mine as well. Because they were like, no, we didn't broker. You're still with us. We just had to sublet and contract for drivers. we're going to be talking to this guy. We're going to be talking about why it went through this other driver, Roy or whatever, and that 100% cashier's check to Coach USA. We'll talk to this driver. He doesn't know what he's talking about. We're like, all right, we got confirmation on that. And they're like, yes, the shuttle, it is what it is. And we're like, okay, the 18-wheeler can't come into the apartment complex. So we had to get that shuttle. And then the argument there was, this guy from Ready, Set, Go was saying it was $1 per cubic foot or inch. Again, sorry, I can't remember. My mom didn't put that in the notes, or did she? I kind of went rogue off the notes here. So there was a price that in the original contract for Coach was 75 cents per cubic foot or inch or whatever, probably inch. This guy from Ready, Set, Go was saying $1. So then Coach confirmed, no, it's 75 cents. So this driver was being shady and just being difficult. And my mom straight up asked him, if you show up with my furniture and I don't give you a check or cash like you want, and I'm insisting on paying Coach, would you then withhold my furniture and bring it to another storage unit and kind of hold me ransom? And he said, absolutely. He said, I would absolutely keep your furniture. How do you think that went with my mom? Coach was like, absolutely not. They were upset. And they were cool because they didn't broker. They didn't just let us go. They were still the parent company that we could deal with. So it's on their butt too. They don't want to sublet to someone that's going to give them a bad name. So they were all over it. And then the furniture showed up yesterday afternoon. I think it was like 1 o'clock or so. And luckily my grandmother at that time was doing good and she was chilling. So, I was there with her. And then my mom and Skylar went to the apartment. Skylar rocked and rolled. She was my mother's inventory specialist as the boxes were coming in. My mom had a list of the boxes and all the boxes were numbered. So Skylar was checking things off as they were going. I think my mom said there was a few cases missing. And that's when we don't know what's missing yet because we haven't unpacked the other stuff. And some things came in damaged. The dryer was all smashed up, so they just took that away. There was a cabinet that used to be in my grandmother's bathroom back in Maine. Not a big deal, but they were tore up, so they took that away. We had 2 electric beds and one broke. I haven't looked at it, but I'm guessing it's the motor at the bottom. So you can still sleep on it, but it just won't move and up and down and stuff. So my mom still has that. So we may have to get rid of that, but that was broken. We are missing 2 ironing boards and several boxes. Here it is. If I would have just stuck to the notes, I would have given you the right information. So there's several boxes, and so we don't know. We're praying, even though we're not the praying type, but you know what I'm saying. My mom is hopeful that it's not the pictures and the VHS tapes and the more sensitive stuff that is missing. That would be the true bummer. Those items, and then my mom's sewing machine. So the sewing machine is here. She hasn't turned it on or tried to use it yet. The legs on the actual legs to the table is intact, but the pedal was put in a different box, so the pedal might be in one of the missing boxes. So who knows? But we're hoping to maybe dig through some stuff today. But that's kind of where we're at. But it's a win. It's not perfect. There's still going to be some complaints filed because of all this stuff, and who knows where that takes us. God knows what that's all about. But at least, we have the furniture that we have, and it showed up, and we're done dealing with 18-wheelers and trucks coming in and vouchers and the unknown. The only unknown we have is what's missing, and then how that would be handled, if we can even recoup that stuff. My mom was telling me that the guy that brought the shuttle over was delivering 2 sets of washer and dryer. He's like, yeah, so here's your washer and dryer, and then here's your washer and dryer back here. Mom was like, what are you talking about? I only have one washer and one dryer. He's like, well, don't you also have this unit, the ones that's attached but vertical, so dryer and washer on bottom, dryer on top? That's yours too, right? I was like, no. And he's like, well, I guess it was the last place I went to and just forgot to give it to him. And I don't know if that family's ever going to get that. Who knows? And the reviews are awful for Coach. People waiting forever for their stuff. A ton of stuff missing, broken, just bad stuff. But we're getting through it. This move has been a lot of obstacles, but I think we're through a lot of the big ones. The furniture's here, the car is here. Next step is finding out what's missing, and then moving my mom and grandmother to the next place. So the first move, I helped them move 1,000 miles, and the second move, I'm helping them move 1,000 feet. 1,000 feet one's gonna be a little easier, I think. So I didn't start with my normal journaling, so I'll do it now. So obviously my gratitude, I'm grateful for the furniture being here, and having that one step closer for my mother to have one less thing to worry about. That would be the victory. Also, the victory is the fact that I'm making this video today. Again, as I mentioned yesterday, my schedule gets so out of whack when my daughter's not in school, so I'm much later than I would normally be, but I'm doing it. And I'm taking my butt to this park and going for a good walk when I'm done. And that would be my goal, is to go for this walk. And I have another interview for my business podcast. I'm interviewing a woman by the name of Emily, who also owns her own podcast company, but it's a little different than mine. She doesn't have a team. She's a coach. So rather than handling editing and publishing and all the nuts and bolts, she's a coach that will get together with a podcaster that needs help on how to be better, grow audience, how to outline interviews, just a coach that will help grow the podcast. So that's going to be interesting to talk about. So that will happen today. So my goal is to give a great interview, and enjoy it. So as always, thanks for watching, and I hope this rambling about the moving helped y'all understand what the heck's been going on for the last few weeks. And more updates and information to come, but until then, y'all have an awesome day.